Hi guys, this is Sardia, an extra with Sardia. Have you subscribed yet? What about your friends? Go ahead, tell them to subscribe. We have some great content coming your way. So, today I want to talk to you about, is college worth it? hmm This is a ubiquitous debate that's been going on for decades, but I feel as though it has intensified in the last couple of years. And the answer is not just black and white, it's not just yes or no, it all depends. So, if you want to be a lawyer, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a teacher, yes, you have to go to college. So, in that regard, college is worth it because you don't have an option. That's the pathway to those careers, right? For lawyers, you got to go to law school after you're done with the undergrad. For teachers, you have to go to grad school to get your master's, state license, and certification, and so on and so forth. And of course, doctors, you got to go through medical school and residency, and so on and so forth. But I think the conversation sometimes it just seems warped, right? The conversation is bigger than just should you go or should you not go. Really, the antecedent for this conversation needs to be what is it that you want to do? If you want to be a plumber or a mechanic, right? And those are great careers. They make a lot of money. You could go to trade school. Trade school is an option. I've had 12th graders who are like, Miss, I look at all the options and I weigh the opportunity cost. That's very important, right? You have people who would say 4 years to rack up $100,000. And then when I come out, I can't even make $100,000. So my salary is not going to be comparable to the education that I've earned. Then in that way, don't go to college, right? Um, but if you know that, listen, I like philosophy. I like academics. I like to read. I want to be a professor one day. Think about your long term goals. Yes, then go to college, earn those degrees or earn that degree. But if you want to go the route where you use your hands and you leverage entrepreneurship to build wealth and build your family and enjoy your life, then you don't have to go to college. And one thing I want to say to young people that I tell them all the time, college does not define your self-worth. You define your self-worth with your character and your morality. That's it, right? Long are the days when going to college gives you some sense of prestige. Like I know people in my life who makes a lot more money than I do, and they never step a foot in a college classroom a day in their lives, right? I think about a couple weeks ago, my family, we needed to fix a faucet in our house. And we called someone to fix the faucet, a plumber, and he was here for less than an hour. It was so much money. And it's like, whoa, if you fix everybody's faucet on this strip, can you imagine? You're making some of our salaries in this house. So it all depends. I read this great book 10 years ago. It's called The Strengths Finder. It's by Tom Rath. It's a very good book. It gives you like a survey into like what's your personality traits. These are some careers that fit your personality traits. So again, if you want to explore teaching, engineering, nursing, being a doctor in medicine, you have to go to college. But if you want to be a tactile person, a kinesthetic person where you work with your hands, you have your own business, you could go to trade school and get certification through that pathway and still make money. Dr. King said something. He said, if you are a street sweeper, rather, be the best. Whatever it is that your calling is, be the best at it. It doesn't really matter if you go to college or not. And for young people, college is still a viable option, because sometimes we think about even post COVID. A lot of people who've been in these union jobs who didn't necessarily have certification, but they have seniority or they've been there for a while, they're out of jobs now, right? Some careers that were safe during the pandemic, teaching, medicine, all right? Even for people who own their own business, they saw the impact. So there's so many variables to think about before you make a decision. And again, if you want to go, go. Just do your research, look at the school. You don't have to go to Yale and Harvard to get a viable college degree, right? It's either you're competent or you're not. Although I don't want to dismiss the social progression or the social element to those names and what it does for people. But I think about, I was talking to a young lady, she's a senior in high school, and I was telling her, You could apply to Brooklyn College. Brooklyn College is always on the Princeton Review, one of the best schools in the country, and still get a degree and still be viable in your career and so on and so forth. Or I tell young men who I teach, you go to trade school and still make a lot of money. We look at young people now in content creation who are making millions of dollars, and some of them don't even have a high school diploma. Think about some of the richest men in the world, and some of them are Americans, like the young man who created Facebook. I don't think he finished college. Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, so many of them, right? And they're still successful. And success is not something definitive, right? It's fluid. You get to decide what is success. In college and going to college, it doesn't have to be a part of your pathway. But if that's what you want to do, you should not be discouraged either. And I will say this to young people who are on their path to college. Now is not the time to be switching majors, especially if you're not going with a scholarship. You need to be clear about what is it that you're studying. You must have a plan A, a plan B, and I'll push it and say a plan Z. So you know what is it that you're doing. So it's really up to you. Look at your learning styles. Think about the opportunity costs, right? Is it worth it? What's a long-term goal for you? What are you trying to do? If you want to go to college, go. And if you don't want to go, you don't have to go. There are other means to make money. Listen, thank you for watching this video. I want you to like this video, share it with your friends, and leave us a wonderful comment at the bottom. Take care. Bye.